The entire world is currently in the midst of a once in a lifetime situation. We are in a global pandemic, and the virus known as COVID-19 has infected the entire world throughout the course of this year. And although you may not like it, we are all at risk for the virus. You may say there's a higher survival rate, which is true for most people, but someone like your grandmother or your mother with underlying conditions does not have a high survival rate against the virus, which is why we should all be careful and conscious of any other people. You're probably wondering, why should I listen to this guy? He seems like he's just like me. And that is true. And it's exactly why you should listen to me, because I've lived through this pandemic since March, just like you. And I've done extensive research on the COVID-19 virus, and I'm here to tell you about the symptoms and two major methods of prevention. COVID-19 symptoms include, but are not limited to, fever chills, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, muscle and body aches, and a sore throat. These symptoms can be found on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website. And just because you don't have all of these symptoms at once doesn't mean you don't have the virus, because you easily can. And you can probably tell COVID-19 and the flu share many of their symptoms, which makes it easy to confuse the two viruses. But COVID-19 has one symptom exclusive to it and not the flu, which is loss of taste and or smell. One of the main reasons that the pandemic has become so severe over the past year is because it can take up to 2 weeks for symptoms to show up in a person after they were exposed to the virus. And the whole time they're waiting for these symptoms to show up, they are contagious, so it is easy to unknowingly spread the virus to other people. Which is why the main method of COVID-19 prevention is to wear a CDC-approved mask. Wearing a mask drastically lowers your chances of spreading and or contracting COVID-19. And according to research by Rick Cushman at UC Davis, wearing a mask reduces your chances of spreading or contracting COVID-19 by 65%. 33 states in the United States of America and Washington, D.C. mandate that masks be worn at all times in public spaces, according to Andy Markowitz. While wearing a mask, be sure to cover your nose and your mouth, like so. As you can see, the mask is secured above my nose and below my chin, preventing any virus particles from traveling through. And when you wear a mask, you need to make sure that it is double layered, as recommended by the CDC, making this mask CDC approved as it is double layered. Unlike this commonly worn neck gaiter, this mask is single layered and thin, making it easy for virus particles to travel through the mask and to other people. And obviously, masks are not foolproof, which means we need to maintain physical and social distancing guidelines at all times, or when possible. Physical distancing guidelines require that you maintain a minimum of 6 feet between you and other people in public spaces. And according to WebMD, COVID-19 is transferred through droplets like sweat, mucus, and saliva, making 6 feet the minimum safe distance between you and other people. Social distancing refers to the practice of staying at home as much as possible in order to not be around other people who may be infected or people who could be prone to infection, according to Lisa Lockard-Magakis. Hand sanitizer is also extremely useful. I carry this bottle with me at all times in my vehicle because a sink with soap isn't always readily available for you to use in public spaces. So if you're ever in a public space and you can't get to a sink, this is always handy to use to keep your hands clean. And the COVID-19 pandemic is still around after 7 months, and it's not getting any better. With flu-like symptoms, there are multiple means of prevention against this virus, like wearing a mask and physical and social distancing. This pandemic has affected all of us in many ways, and cases are still rising. This chart shows the cases day by day in Arkansas and the United States. And as you can see, in October, cases per day spiked to nearly 2,000. It's not getting any better. Since it looks like we're in this for the long run, it's vital that we as a people practice these precautionary measures in order to get back to normal life. I know that I will. Thank you.